Hi, my name's Michael. This is punk.a.folk, and this is yet another collaboration IEM review, this time between the company SeeAudio and Crinacle of In-Ear Fidelity. I will link to In-Ear Fidelity and Crinacle's YouTube channel below. If you're into graphs, he's kind of the dude. He's graphed a whole lot of IEMs. So yeah, this is the SeeAudio X Crinacle Yume Midnight. It's a really long name. It is 2 balanced armature drivers and 1 dynamic driver housed inside of this translucent black shell that you can't quite see through. The shells themselves have a very softly rounded ergonomic shape that in my ears provides a comfortable and secure fit. Really secure, one of the most secure fitting IEMs I've put in. These faceplates have a carbon fiber look that some people seem to love it or hate it. Again, I personally don't care that much about the looks of an IEM because I can't see them when they're in my ears. But these are nice because they just look black from far away. The left side has the SeeAudio logo on it, and then the right side says Midnight at the bottom. I don't even know how well you'll be able to see it. Again, you'd have to be closer than that to see them, so it's kind of irrelevant. All in all, though, I'd say these are a pretty nice looking IEM. The IEMs come packaged in this box with this little animated bunny girl on it. I don't really understand why so many IEMs come packaged with anime girls, but the box gets stashed away so nobody has to see it in my house. Inside the bunny girl box, we get a fairly nice presentation of the IEMs, 5 sets of ear tips, and then a nice round case to hold them that feels metalish and plastic at the same time. I'm not sure what it's made out of, but it has the bunny girl ears on it too for some reason. And then there was an envelope inside of it that contained the normal documentation, some bunny girl stickers, and a bunny girl postcard in case you want to send your friends a bunny girl. All in all, it's a pretty nice package for $200. The cable that comes with it, that I absolutely hated at first, but it turned out that was more due to the weather than the cable, is a nice 2-wire twist. It's oxygen-free copper coated in silver, 3.5 millimeter termination. I didn't like it at first because these ear hooks were wide from being packaged and shipped in the cold. So when I first got it out, they kind of fell off my ears. But now I quite like it. It's fairly soft and flexible. It's not great, but I mean, for an included cable, it's pretty nice. The chin cinch does not work if you use these. I don't use them, so I cut it off. It doesn't matter to me. As far as tuning goes, these were tuned by Crinacle. He likes sub bass, so these have a very emphasized sub bass, but it's balanced out by the extension in the treble region. The elevation in the sub bass on these does a great job of adding in just the right amount of rumble and texture to the bass without overdoing it, as it takes a nice gentle glide down into the mids. So it produces tight bass guitar, it produces tight kick drum notes, all while having the heft you get from that elevation in the sub boost. These are well rounded enough in the bass department that while I would not in any way, shape, or form call them a bass head IEM, if you listen to bass heavy music, you would not be I don't think you would be disappointed with these. I was hooked on the bass signature from these right from the start. The very first album I put on when I got them was the new Escape from the Zoo album, Counting Cards. And the first song in it is called Heads Up, 7 Up. About 30 seconds into that song, you have a guitar, you have a female vocalist, and then just the kick drum. But every time that kick drum hits, it's like softly being punched in the side of the head with bass. Tight, clear, precise bass. And then a few seconds later, the actual electric bass guitar line comes in, and that is also playing cleanly, always with a good amount of heft to make sure you feel it without being overpowering, without overshadowing anything. The bass on this really does, it rides that line for me where if I had just a little bit more bass, I wouldn't be as interested in them. But with the amount of bass they have, it just gives me enough bass without going over the top. It's clean, it's controlled, and it adds just the right amount of flavor. The warm signatured mids is where this set really stands out to me. Vocalists just come off with a natural clarity. Male vocals, female vocals, instrumentation, everything through the mids is precise, tight, but never analytical. It has, I don't want to say smoothed over, it just has a very pleasing presentation to it that allows vocalists to shine. The acoustic version of Clear the Air by Off With Their Heads, all of Michael Caine's album, all of Dave Strong's work, Bruce Springsteen, Frank Turner. The channel is called Punk.a.folk, and if you haven't guessed, I like folk music and punk music, and when you combine them into folk punk, I like that even better. So acoustic instruments played quickly with vocals over top. This set absolutely shines for me. These provided one of the best listening experiences I have ever had in that style of music, and any style of music that I tried where vocals are the priority or where acoustic instrumentation is the priority. A standout track to me was Don't Break Her Heart by John Snodgrass. It's an emotional song, and John Snodgrass has, if you haven't heard him, has a very distinct voice, and I had never heard it presented as well as it was on these on a pair of earphones. Upper mids and treble are presented in the same way. Clear, precise. There is a 8K peak that you can see on the graph that caused me no issues at all. These have a great amount of detail retrieval without being over the top. I never had any periods of fatigue. I never noticed any harshness with these. Even on some of the songs where with the Alina, which I reviewed last week, I was right on the edge. These never got there. They just all around present a very warm, clear listening experience. As far as technicalities go, I already said detail retrieval is great. It's, I wouldn't call it phenomenal, but in this price range, it is doing a really good job. Soundstage was pretty average, nothing to write home about, but nothing I was disappointed in either. It was very much more a horizontal soundstage again that didn't extend very far, but these are earphones that go inside of my ears. Imaging again was very average. It wasn't pinpoint. I couldn't place each instrument. I knew I was able to decipher what side they were on, or if they were in front of me. On live tracks, like distance to instruments was kind of all smushed together. But again, that's not disappointing. It's average, and these do that vocal clarity and acoustic instruments that I do end up listening to a lot very well. Overall, this is a fantastically tuned set, especially from my library. I think that these are a good, well-rounded set for long listening periods that will cover all genres of music and do them all well. I don't think, for me, I wasn't able to pick one genre that these were the best at. They just did everything really well, and I am very happy that I have them. Would I recommend somebody else buy them? Yes, I would recommend somebody else get these. They are a well-rounded set that can go toe-to-toe with anything else in the price range, and for me, really shine where it matters, the vocals and instruments. That's what I listen to music for. That's what I want to hear. And these do it fantastically. I will link these below if you would like to check it out. I really appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate the comments. Yeah, I appreciate the support. I will also link all the music I talked about just in case you guys want to check out any of the stuff I mentioned, see some of the stuff I listen to when I'm reviewing a set, because that's really what this is all about, the music. You could have the best set in the world that doesn't do anything if nobody's making music for you to listen to on it. So yeah, thanks for the support. Visit the links, support your favorite artists. Bye.